In yesterday's video, I told that I sell my Bitcoin to buy altcoins with. And in this video, I would like to show you which altcoins I'm actually buying, because I think 2024 will be way more interesting for the altcoin market than for Bitcoin, although I do think that Bitcoin could see pretty high prices this year, definitely. But at a certain point, altcoins really have to catch up. So if you already like that, like the content, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, you know how it works. And let's get right into it. So yeah, if you look at Bitcoin, then you'll notice that we went down at the ETF news, and yeah, it's like, yeah, we're still holding here, right? That this is a big support area of around $42,000, and we're still here. So anywhere, in my opinion, between 40 and a half and 43 and a half is just a sideways movement. If we do break above it, then I think we could see higher prices of the upper 40s again. If we break below it, then I think 37 is the first target with 30. Yeah, 37. Let's keep it right there for now, and let's see by then if it can go lower or not. But it is still holding up, right? The dominance took a good hit, so people, I'm not gonna repeat what I said yesterday, but they feel like, okay, never mind Bitcoin, let's move to something else, and they apparently move to Ethereum as the Ethereum ETFs are coming up, and that causes a big hype right now. And altcoins are moving a little bit with that. If we do take a look at the total crypto market right here, it's also, quite ranging right now between 1.5 and 1.7 trillion, give or take. And this range could go on for a while, right? We never immediately have to necessarily break above or to the downside. We could just stay there for a while, which is fine. Markets could be very boring, and sometimes the best move is no move. If you have no position in a market at all, though, I would say, hey, maybe it's time to DCA a little bit. Can you go down in the meantime? Yes, of course. But if you can take a temporary hit, then it's maybe good to finally take a position. But I hope and assume that everybody that watches this video is already exposed to the market, and at least a little bit, right? But yeah, no, the altcoin market. I am buying some things with my Bitcoin. If you do take a look at the altcoin market on its dollar pair, you feel like, yeah, it's already up with 3x, right? So why buy now? You know what it is? If you here were up 3x, which was around here, so this point right here, you could have also said like, yeah, no, I'm not going to buy it right now. It's already up 3x. Yeah, but look what happened after, right? From the point it did that 3x, it did another 28x, right? I'm not saying that exactly will happen right now, but I am saying like, hey, you do not have to time the exact bottom on everything to make money in crypto. If you like, you should not even try to time the bottom in the first place, because it won't work, right? Also, if you want to buy altcoins with dollars, yeah, then you're buying at 3x from the bottom, definitely. But if you want to buy altcoins with your Bitcoin, then we have to take a look at this chart. Then you're not buying at 3x from the bottom. You're just buying at 20% from the bottom. So you're basically buying the bottom, right? That's quite cool. So therefore, I've been dollar costing in Bitcoin last year, and it's time to convert it into altcoins. Now, I want to talk very quickly about the altcoins that I'm accumulating. Not every single one of them, and it's more about the strategy. So this is the strategy. And what I'm mainly interested in, as you know, maybe, is crypto gaming. It's the most obvious play out there. Crypto is a big hype, whatever you want to call it, thing. Gaming is a big thing, and it goes together, really. Crypto and gaming audiences are very much the same as well, so that's quite perfect. So what I'm buying is a couple of individual games, a lot of infrastructure, and to be honest, I'm in 20% in the market, honestly, and 80% into something else. We'll talk about that in a second. So, but the 20% that I am in coins are Altora, for example. This is an NFT infrastructure, and a lot of projects, they will integrate Altora, and it shows that it has the strength already since December 2022. So Altera was one of the projects that actually went up quite hard, while a lot of other projects went down. And it's holding the bull market support band, which is really interesting to see it at a week below, but eventually it came right above it again, and there we are. So to be honest, hey, could it go lower to like 3 cents? Yeah, definitely. But as a first DCA, this is definitely not bad. And you should always look at this on its Bitcoin pair as well. If you want to compare it, Altera on its dollar pair is now up with 600%, right? So that's quite a lot. If you look at it on its Bitcoin pair, it is up 177%. So it's also a lot, but way less. So if you do have Bitcoin, you can buy Altera way cheaper, basically, because your Bitcoin is up against the dollar, if you understand what I mean. So I'm not looking even too much on the dollar pairs of all these projects. And I just want to give you a perspective, right? If we do take a look at the coins that I'm interested to buy, so Altera, but also AVAX. Look at AVAX. AVAX is up around 2.5x from the bottom, right? Now, if we want to go back to its all-time high, I don't know if it will, but it's a 3x from here. That's like for a high cap, safe play, it's not bad. You should not always aim for the 20x's, right? 3x. But that's against its Bitcoin pair, right? Bitcoin, $42,000. Let's say Bitcoin at least doubles, right? At least in this cycle. So yeah, you get 3 times more Bitcoin, but your Bitcoin is also worth 2 times as much. So that's a 6x. That's not bad. Buying into Beam. Beam is one of the plays that I think could do really well. And AVAX is, by the way, not necessarily gaming. Beam really is, but AVAX has a lot of good games, and it's not bad to diversify a little bit into some layer ones, actually. I don't have a position in Cornucopias yet. I have 0, but I must say that this is one of the best looking games out there. I just started to do my research on this. I know a lot of people already know about it. I had my focus on other things, but now that I start to look at Copy, I feel like, wow, this looks really good. This looks really good. So I love this. I'm don't know if I will buy Gala though. Gala, it did not show any form of strength, right? What you also want to look at are coins that show strength against Bitcoin. Why? Well, otherwise you can just buy Bitcoin, right? It's lower risk. So if they don't even perform better than Bitcoin, then why would you be in these altcoins? Well, Gala is one of them. It gets slapped down hard. And of course, at some point it could do this, right? It could go up. But there's a reason that it has been underperforming so hard. So that's a gamble, really. Games for a Living starts to show some weakness, but it's only after it showed a lot of strength. If you look at the monthly chart, you see for Games for a Living, it had like 9 green months in a row. Absolutely incredible. And now it's finally starting to show some weakness right here. And that's good because then you finally get an investment entry, right? Illuvium, not my favorite. I know it's the favorite for a lot of people. It's just not my favorite because of the valuation at the moment. I love how this looks. I love what they're building. I love the hype that it has. It has everything, but it also has the extremely high market cap already. And that doesn't mean it can't go higher than where it is today. But I feel like, yeah, there for Illuvium, for me, there's a lot of downside. And if you look at this chart, you'd be like, wow, what are you talking about, right? It's down hard. But you should not look at prices all the time. You should look at the market cap. And if you do take a look at Illuvium's market cap, you know, the all-time high market cap was sitting at $1.2 billion, give or take. Yeah, it's now sitting at 500 million, right? So let's say a 2x and it's back at its all-time high. Doesn't mean it cannot go higher than that, but like, I feel like it's already, yeah, the risk reward is not for me on this one. IMX is something that I love. I think if you want to play it safe, in crypto gaming and feel like I want to make a steady at least 5x, and I say that with capitals least, that IMX is a really good play. 200 plus games are coming to IMX this year, maybe also next year. And crypto gaming, man, if you again, I said this many times before, but if you look at 2021, gaming blew up because of Axie. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but Axie is nothing compared to the games that are now here or are coming out, right? And you can bet on all these individual games, but if you just, you know, bet on the infrastructures underneath it, yeah, then you are having a way bigger shot of winning. And you win less, but your chances of winning are higher. And who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, IMX currently has a market cap of around $2.6 billion. This is an all-time high for IMX. But yeah, then again, if you look at Solana, the market cap is $47 billion, and it was even higher when it was sitting at $125, by the way. So, and I know it's not Solana, but then again, also now is not the valuations now are like different than the valuations at the top of this bull run, right? Their $2 billion is not much. Again, if you look at Cardano, for example, people felt like, man, let's not invest in $1 billion market cap coin, right? Which was where? Which was here. It was already $1 billion, so let's not invest. And what did it do from there? It almost did 100x. Right? It's like $1 billion, yeah, it's a lot, but it depends on the project. If you are a good layer one, I don't know, like, but then like IMX, yeah, then the sky is the limit, and valuations get just ridiculous in a bull run. That's just what it is. Chainlink, I must say I love Chainlink. This is a project that we need. And it won't go away. If you do take a look at the technicals of Chainlink, then you would say like, okay, you know, this is an accumulation phase for Chainlink, right? And we're now at the, you know, the mid range of there. So you could of course wait for it to go down there. But what if it doesn't, right? Like Chainlink is, in my opinion, something that could be really interesting. Going back to its all-time high, I don't know about that though, but at least pull off a good 3x against Bitcoin from here. Hey, that's definitely possible. Volker Forge, another infrastructure play that I feel like, yeah, really interesting. The lows are in my opinion, if we do take a look at the highs, which is about here. You can also say like, hey, it's still in an accumulation phase and also in the mid-range of it. This is not gaming, but quant. I think that also if you want to have a safe bet, yeah, quant is good. It's not gonna give you a 20x, I think. But this is actually something that I feel like, hey, could be steady, safe, decent returns. Oh good, oh good, oh good. Ronin. But it's a little too high against Bitcoin for me. But then again, yeah, maybe it only goes higher. Ronin chain, like it has Axie, it has pixels. Like Ronin is gonna be the mainstream layer one. But yeah, it's my opinion. Do with it whatever you want. CeDeFi, I don't even want to talk about it. I talk about it so much. If you're not invested in CeDeFi, then come on, man. Solana is nice, but I cannot just buy it at this valuation. Again, maybe it does 2x from here, maybe 3, 4x, but it's like not gonna give you a 20x. Superverse, same. Like it already went on such a run, right? Like, ah man, Ultra. I like what Ultra does, but the price just doesn't reflect shit. Right? Ultra has been underperforming so hard. And you can say whatever you want, but it made a like cycle low last week. Right? Last week it made a cycle low. Right? And it was never that low since February 2021, so 3 years. While everything is going up pretty hard. So yeah, if it's underperforming that hard again, either it's a great buying opportunity or there is a good reason why it has been underperforming. Fiore, also the same, underperforming really hard. So I don't know about that. What I do think is really interesting again are pre-sales. If you, for example, were in the AI tech pre-sale, you did fantastic. I made a video about it back then. I hope you got in. Hypercycle, same thing, doing fantastic. Eclipfy, Friend3 doing great. Serenity Shield doing great. Plexus, yeah, okay, a little less great. Chappies, still up a lot, by the way, from its pre-sale price, so that's doing fine. And there are like, well, ChainGPT, for example, DexJack, all great projects, man. And there will be so much projects coming out that will pull off these numbers by far. Bloodloop, Farcana, like a lot. Too much to talk about. I will make some videos about it again, though. But therefore, you want to be in Seedify, in Neo Tokyo, in Engine Starter, ChainGPT, DexJack, Solidus AI Tech, all these launchpads. There are many more, by the way, but these launchpads are something that are really interesting. And there's also it's not a launchpad. Well, there is a project that invests in seed, that does seed investments. And they, for example, released Blocktopia, did 1000x. They released Avalanche, for example. They released CryoWar, many hundreds of X's. And they will also release a launchpad, which is more accessible for people with a little less money. So I will make a video about that as well. I think that's really interesting, especially with the current market that's really turning around. So I want to leave it there for now. If you already want to get this information up front, you can join the Patreon. You'll see a lot of exclusive videos there as well. There's a link down below. Do check it out. Yeah, other than that, if you like the video, show it by liking the video or dislike the video. I don't care. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.